Hi everyone, it's Irit with another process video, and this page is going to be opposite the previous page on the previous video in my album. So I didn't want them to be like matchy-matchy, but I did want to have a little bit of a connection between the two. So I'll try to explain how I achieved that, at least in my mind. So I'm starting with this beautiful kind of looks like a parquet floor, like a wooden floor background, and this is from the Sweet Routine, I think, collection. It's for sure Webster's Pages. It's one of their new collections, and it's just like such a great background. And for some reason, when I looked at it, it reminded me of an older collection. I think it was called Composition and Color, or Color and Composition, also from Webster's Pages, and I have the 6x6 paper pad. So I went through it, and it took me forever to decide on taking a tiny piece of paper from this paper pad and that I actually used on this page, and that's that hexagon type paper that I just use as a mat, like a small mat around my photo, and that's it. Everything else went back to the just was left unused. And I'm kind of like, one of the ways I wanted the two pages to connect, or coordinate, or whatever, was that the design is quite similar in both of them. And I picked here also like a 6x6 paper as a layer behind my photo, and the one I picked is from the Echo Park Capture Life, which I used the same collection on the other page. And I really liked how all that white and gray looked together. The 6x6 paper I chose has this type of like arrow or chevron type of pattern, and I'm just positioning it in a way that it points, like goes with the direction of the photo, like from side to side and not from up to down. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it somehow was very clear to me that it has to go in that direction, so that's what I did. I noticed I had on my table this half an inch strip from the background of the previous layout, so I thought that would be like a good way to connect the two pages, and I just adhered it to the side of my 12x12 paper. I also like that pop of color because the page is like so white and gray. And my daughter is wearing like a purple sweater, so it kind of pulls that color out of the photo. And for some reason I thought that the background paper, like that the 6x6 paper pad, I don't know, paper, sorry, no pad here, I just I wanted it somehow to blend a bit more with the background. In my mind I had this image that it was like that it had this whitewash on the edges or something like that. So I tried to do that using some gesso, and then the gesso wasn't white enough, so I tried some distress paint in white, and that just looked like a big giant mess, and I really didn't like it. So I ended up not using it, and luckily the Echo Park paper pads, besides the fact that they are double-sided, which is always great. I don't know why other companies don't do that. I mean, some do, but most don't. Or let's say it like it is, all companies that are American crafts don't. But also there are 2 copies of each pattern paper, not just some, and then somehow the most beautiful ones are a single one. Why do they do that? Why? Anyway, I took the other piece of pattern paper that looked exactly the same, and this time I didn't touch it, and I just added it to the page. I also used a piece of my new My Mind's Eye vellum. I think it's called Confetti, and it has the silver foil treatment on it, and it's gorgeous, because the other page also had some vellum. And then it took me a long time to decide which elements to add to the page, but I just went to what was near me. So good that I bought so much stuff. I had so much choice. No, just kidding. But it was like fun to have so much options, like right within hand's reach, close to me. Ugh, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with me. My brain is freezing. Anyway, I grabbed some Jenni Bowlin rub-ons, and those are pretty silver feathers, and I used them on the background. I marked the 6x6 paper, like where I want to position it, and then I put the feathers slightly behind it, so that they would be like, it looked like another layer. And I love these feathers, they look great. And then I also added a couple of them on the 6x6 paper, just to connect all those different layers, and I really like how that looked. I thought about using those Jelly Bean die cut 3x4 cards, whatever they are called, but I end up not using them. And then, I saw I was going with the silver theme, color scheme, whatever. I grabbed the Studio Calico, like those silver triangles that are just gorgeous, and I added them in 2 places on the page, and later I will add them also on a 3rd place, because sorry, the recording stopped, because I added it later in a 3rd place because I thought it looked a bit more balanced. And I was looking through some other stuff. I was hoping to find a title in form of another rub-on or something, because I don't like to think of titles. Thinking is bad for my brain. But no such luck. So I grabbed some of my favorite thickers, which are those white with black polka dots. They are from the Polka Dot Party collection, an older Dear Lizzy collection. And the title says 2 of a kind. The photo is of my husband and my daughter, and they were playing badminton, or she was trying to learn to play badminton. This was at the same picnic with friends, and she was actually the only child there, but the others were younger couples with no kids, so some of them had the still thought it was like really, really fun to play with kids. No, I'm just kidding. It's really fun to play with kids. But sometimes as parents you need a little break, maybe sometimes. Yeah. So anyway, she was playing with everyone who was willing, and she wasn't very good, but she was really persistent, and that racket was kind of heavy, and she's only 4.5, and so she really held it for a long time and played for, I don't know how long it was, like an hour or something, and I was really impressed with her stamina. She was really, really good. And in the photo they just, they have the same pose, and they have very similar features. I think she looks a lot like him, and not so much like me. But so they are very similar, and they have like very similar expressions, and their characters are very similar. But he's like huge and tall, and she's a miniature. So, I just thought it was funny, two of a kind, because she just looks so small. On one hand, I'm like, oh, she grows up so fast, and she looks big to me. And then whenever she stands next to my husband, she looks like a tiny, tiny miniature baby, because he's so tall. So, yeah, and they're just, yeah, I love them. What can I say? Yeah, I don't have a lot more to say. I added my journaling I went with the lines of the background. Just thought it would look cute and, yeah, flow better with the page. I don't know. I wasn't thinking too much about it. And then I added some ink splatters, the same as I added on the other page, and I used the Lindy Stamp Gang Cosmopolitan Pink, which is a beautiful shade of pink, and it has a pink shimmer in it, and it looks really pretty. And because I had the Scraptastic kits within arm's reach, which is the correct term, not hand's reach, arm's reach, that's actually English, I used some silver enamel dots. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great week. Bye.